on page 41, we're going to learn about something called sight reading. Sight reading is when you play through something. You should play straight through it without stopping for corrections or adjustments. So you're kind of just doing the best you can to get through it and not stop and go back and correct things. Because most of the time when we practice, we go back and correct things. But if you're sight reading, then you're specifically just trying to play through it with the least amount of mistakes and just keep going even if you make mistakes, okay? So we don't do that all the time, but maybe maybe the first time you play a song or try to play something, you might do that. But when you're practicing, in order to get better, you wouldn't do that. You would actually go back and fix the things that you missed, okay? All right, so the first thing you want to do is, before you sight read, you want to determine the starting keys or fingers. So remember how I was explaining that there'll often be these blanks written in, okay? So you fill those out, so you know exactly where you're starting. So for instance, this one, okay, the one is the bottom. What's that? That's your middle C. So put C there. And then what is that line? That first line is 2 notes above C. So C, D, E. So that's E. So you put E in the next to 3. So 3 on E, 1 on C. All right. So that's like left and right of the 2 black notes. Okay. All right. So you're going to play those together. They're stacked. You see how they're connected to the same stem? They're stacked on top of each other. Anything stacked on top of this is going to be played together. Anything, if there was something down here, would be played along with that, but in the left hand. Okay? And so, of course, that repeats. And then, okay, so determining the finger numbers, that's the first step. That's important to know. Okay, and then you want to set a steady beat by counting 1 measure before you play. So in other words, you don't want to just be like, okay, I'm just going to play and just start playing. You want to count, okay? And typically, you'd count however many beats are in the measure. So in this one, time signature is 4/4, so 4 beats in the measure. So then you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, play, 2, 3, 4, okay? So make sure you always do that, so you're setting a steady beat and you're not just starting to play without thinking about how fast you're going to go or setting a beat, okay? Now, the third thing you want to make sure you're doing, focus your eyes on the note heads, which is the round part. So, you should be focusing your eyes right there, okay? That's where your eyes should focus, okay? And again, remember, focus on the music. Remember, especially when you're sight reading, this is going to be extremely important not to look at your hands, okay? Because if you do, then guess what? You're going to lose your place, or you're going to have to stop. And you might make mistakes. You might skip a line, skip a measure. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so now we're going to sight read this musical example, okay? And then we're going to say, does it begin with a blocked or broken third? Well, we can just go ahead and figure that out right now. Is that a blocked or a broken third? It's blocked. So blocked means same time. Okay, broken would mean separate. So blocked, same time. Broken, separate. So that's like the notes are broken up. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's play this together. Okay, we're going to sight read it. So you're going to be looking at get your hand position first. Okay, so C and E. Okay, 1 and 3, just play those. Make sure your notes match. Make sure they sound the same. If they don't, check your position. Make sure you're next to the group of 2. Even if you're next to the wrong group of 2, at least you'll be playing a C and an E. Even if you're playing this one, you see how they kind of sound similar? All right, same letters. So it would still sound okay. It's just, you'd just be on the wrong C, that's all. Okay, so we got C and E. All right, so here we go. So again, we're going to do this. You want to do it without stopping, okay? And we're going to count. Again, we'll count in 4, okay? And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I should have said get the left hand ready. You can go ahead and have your left hand ready while you do that. If you didn't quite get that, that's okay. Go on to the next one. I'm sorry, do that again before you go on to the next one.